What we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge. This is Exposé coming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria, every Monday on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook simultaneously. I'm the regular host, Tony Akinyemi. Don't forget, what we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge. Hello and welcome to Exposé with Tony Akinyemi, brought to you by the Shepherd's Flock International Church. We have been talking about therapeutic gases or medical gases. 3 gases have caught our attention and fancy: hydrogen, oxygen, and ozone. We have dwelt on hydrogen extensively so far. Right now, we're dealing with oxygen. We have looked at our need for oxygen, the importance of oxygen in the health and wellness equation, and we've looked at different ways in which we can boost the oxygen level in our bodies, because we know that when we are low on oxygen in our blood, it has very, very terrible implications. And so the 6 ways to boost oxygen in our blood that we discussed, 5 of them are natural, and 1 of them requires technology to implement. And that's the one we are discussing right now. We are looking at 2 technologies that can be used to boost oxygen in the body. We are looking at exercise with oxygen therapy, EWOT or EWOT. And we're also looking at hyperbaric oxygen therapy, HBOT. We have dealt extensively with EWOT in the last episode, and I still want to do more explanations and talk more about the potential benefits of EWOT. We looked at the fact that oxygen therapy benefits every single organ system in our bodies. But how come this exercise with oxygen therapy benefits all of these? We're saying that there are 4 basic mechanisms by which EWOT benefits our wellness and well-being. 1 is EWOT's ability to improve oxygenation or oxygen circulation in the body. The second is EWOT's ability to restore blood flow where there has been poor blood circulation. Third is EWOT's ability to increase ATP production in our mitochondria. And the 4th is EWOT's ability to reduce inflammation and swelling, particularly in our micro blood vessels, tiny blood vessels in our capillaries. So we're going to take each of those 4 benefits in turn today. The first benefit is it increases oxygen circulation in the body. Now, we all know that insufficient oxygen supply is a common cause of many diseases, many disorders, and many complaints, particularly in the elderly. So anything that can increase blood oxygenation in the body will be of immense help to our wellness and our well-being, whether we are young or old or middle age. And so exercise with oxygen therapy is a way of getting oxygen into our arteries, into our veins, and even the smallest capillaries that make up over 74% of our circulatory system. Any technique, any method that can improve oxygen circulation around the body will benefit your wellness and well-being. So by boosting oxygenation in the body through EWOT, exercise with oxygen therapy, our cells, the cells in our bodies, begin to get the oxygen that they need to process the millions of biochemical reactions that they undergo every single day. Because when there is low level of oxygen in the blood, that's known as hypoxia. Low level of oxygen in the blood, hypoxia. Now, when a person becomes hypoxic, okay, that person becomes highly susceptible to developing many kinds of diseases, including cancers. Research is already pointing to hypoxia as a leading cause of many cancers. Now, the University of Georgia actually came up with a certain research study, okay, and according to researchers at the University of Georgia, they said, and I quote, "Low oxygen levels in our cells may be a primary cause of uncontrollable tumor growth in some cancers." These are top-notch, world-class scientists who carried out this research at the University of Georgia. And I quote again, they say, "Low oxygen levels in our cells may be a primary cause of uncontrollable tumor growth in some cancers." Another study was concluded, at the Washington State University, and they found that when high-pressure oxygen was used on a culture of human leukemia cells, leukemia, by the way, is blood cancer. It's one of the liquid cancers. It's not a solid tumor. Now, they said when high-pressure oxygen was used on a culture of human leukemia cells, it reduced cancer cell growth by 15%. 15% reduction in cancer cell growth when they exposed leukemia cancer cells to high-pressure oxygen. And then there was another research that was published in Current Medical Chemistry. Now, this research that was published in Current Medical Chemistry indicates that during hypoxemia, low level of oxygen, oxidative stress leads to accelerated deterioration. And that causes our cells to lose their power of division and growth. And so if our cells are not getting enough oxygen on a daily basis, it will affect many aspects of our health. I like, talking to or speaking to some of the expressions that we use in this part of the world, particularly in Nigeria, where I live. Some people will say on daily basis. It's actually supposed to be on a daily basis. Again, you don't have to pay for that one. On a daily basis. Okay, so if our cells are not getting enough oxygen on a daily basis, then it will affect all the organ systems and different aspects of our health. So that's the first potential benefit that you derive when you do exercise with oxygen therapy, okay? It actually is going to help you in improving oxygen distribution, oxygen circulation around the body. Number 2, potential benefit of EWOT, exercise with oxygen therapy, is that it can help to restore blood flow. The first one is to improve oxygen delivery. The second one is to restore blood flow. Now, blood, definitely red blood cells in particular, carry oxygen. But it's not only oxygen that blood carries. Blood also carries all the nutrients that we ingest when you eat and your food is digested. It enters your bloodstream, and it is blood that will carry the nutrients, your amino acids, your minerals, your vitamins, and glucose, everything, along with oxygen. So the first benefit of EWOT is the improved delivery of oxygen to cells and to tissues, organs, and glands. But the second benefit is improved blood flow, and the implication of that is that apart from oxygen delivery, improved blood flow, we also deliver other nutrients, because we need our blood to carry oxygen and other nutrients to our tissues in order for all body systems to work properly. All our body processes require adequate blood flow. But you see, when we undergo stress, particularly chronic stress, and then we also take certain medications. Stress and some medications can disrupt the body's ability to release oxygen into our tissues. And we know that a decrease in oxygen supply to our blood can severely damage the function, particularly of our brain, as well as different organs in the body, the liver, the heart, the kidneys. All of them can be damaged when they are not getting sufficient oxygen delivery or nutrient delivery. We call inadequate oxygen delivery to organs as an ischemic situation. Ischemic situation. So some people actually have a heart condition known as angina pectoris, which gives rise to pain in the heart because the muscles of the heart are not getting enough oxygen supply, enough blood supply, enough nutrient supply. So the heart begins to cry for help. That's why the pain comes. It's called angina pectoris. So when we restore the flow of oxygen-rich blood to tissues, glands, and organs in the system, it promotes wellness and well-being. Restoring the flow of oxygen-rich blood also promotes the expansion of constricted capillaries. It makes the capillaries, the tiny blood vessels, to expand, and so that there could be improved flow. And as oxygen circulation throughout the body increases, our oxygen-rich blood is able to send in oxygen to our tissues, to our vessels, to our organs, and particularly to our brain. And because when there is low oxygen supply to the brain, that can give rise to all kinds of troubles. So the brain, the two major nutrients that our brain needs are oxygen and glucose. Oxygen and glucose. Of course, omega-3 fat is also very important because, like I said, about 70% of our brain is essentially fat. And half of that fat is DHA fat. The third potential benefit derivable from exercise with oxygen therapy, or EWOT, is increased ATP production. Adenosine triphosphate. I don't know how many times I've spoken about ATP. See, when we exercise with oxygen, we are allowing every cell to receive adequate oxygen, and this will increase the production of ATP. And when we make ATP at full capacity, by giving our cells more oxygen, our body begins to heal as if we were still in our youthful years or even teenagers. But when ATP levels are low, then we can't heal properly or quickly. It slows down the healing process. So the more ATP you're able to make, the better. All right? And when we spoke about light therapy, I also mentioned how red light, far infrared light, red light in particular, can help to boost ATP production as well. In the same way, exercise with oxygen therapy can also help to boost ATP production, and so it can actually make us look younger than our actual age. Now, because you are increasing your heart rate while you are breathing in a lot of oxygen while you're exercising on that, stationary cycle or on that treadmill or whatever exercise you are doing. Now, the oxygen circulates within the body very quickly because of the exercise. And this significantly improves the results and the outcomes in less time than other methods. For example, if you are using hyperbaric oxygen therapy, which we are going to come to later, you lie still, so to speak, inside the chamber under high atmospheric pressure. So it is the pressure within the chamber that is forcing the oxygen into your lungs, okay? You are not exercising, you are not moving. But when you are doing EWOT, you are the one, and the exercise is what is, and that helps you to breathe in copious amounts of oxygen, and your body makes a lot of ATP. Then when you are also doing that, you see, when you increase your ATP, then the blood cells, your red blood cells in particular, will separate so that they are no longer sticking to one another. And they can therefore have more, of their space exposed to absorbing more oxygen. Now, I believe they will show you the images of different types of blood. I have 2 samples that I want to show you. I believe they'll put that on the screen for us to see right now. Okay, now you see the one on the left, you see those are red blood cells that are sticky. They've stuck to one another and they form something like a silhouette. Okay, like a silhouette. Now in Yoruba culture, there is what we call bebe. You know, those people who are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s and above, we know what bebe is. It's a kind of bead that ladies in the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s used to wear, you know, externally when they dress, part of Nigerian Yoruba cultural dressing, you know, that's the kind of thing. That's the way when blood gets clogged together. Look at it on the left. Now, when all the blood cells, red blood cells are clumped together that way, they don't absorb oxygen properly. But when you look at the one on the right, you see the individual red blood cells are separate. They are single. They are not clumping together. They are not sticking together. That exposes more of their surface to be able to absorb more oxygen. And you can see the cell membranes around it glowing like light. That is when your cell membrane is particularly rich in omega-3 oil. And then when you exercise and you breathe in oxygen, you see your red blood cells will start declumping and decluttering the way it is on the right. You can actually view a sample of your blood. You can prick your finger and take a little blood sample, put it on the slide and view it under a dark field microscope. And you will see how your red blood cells look like, whether it looks like the one on the left or the one on the right. And when your blood looks like the one on the left, you will be low on oxygen because you are not absorbing oxygen well. And there are different techniques to transform your blood from the one on the left to become like the one on the right. One of them is exercise with oxygen therapy. Of course, when you do grounding or earthing, that also helps to achieve this same thing. And then there are devices like PEMF devices, like Undermed, and like different other PEMF devices out there that can also help to declutter your blood like that. I think I brought Dr. Sylvia Binder on Exposé. I think we've had about 2 or 3 episodes with her where she actually shared a lot about the Undermed device, which can help to achieve this decluttering of your blood. And there are so many other PEMF devices out there that can help to achieve that. And some magnet therapy that can help to achieve that, decluttering. And then earthing, when you put your bare feet on the ground, on the soil or on the grass, not on carpet or wood or what have you. Particularly on the beach, when you walk barefooted by the beach, you get a lot of, decluttering that happens to your blood like that. Okay, and so when you absorb more oxygen, your body benefits immensely. Now, I'm going to go on a short break. When we come back, we look at the 4th potential benefits that can arise from exercise with oxygen therapy, and then we look downstream to look at all the things that these 4 mechanisms we have described can produce when they are happening pari passu in our system. Again, this is Exposé with Tony Akinyemi. Don't go away. I'll be back shortly. Let me seize this moment to especially invite you to our upcoming 5F conference. It's our annual event. We started during the COVID year, and the maiden edition was a blast. And then in 2021, we had the 2nd edition. The 3rd edition is coming up this year, and September 30 to October 2. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I want to specially invite you to be my guest. If you are in Nigeria and you are in the Lagos area or even in Ogun State or your state, I invite you to join us live in our Worshiptorium at 18 Shogunle Street, Abule Onigbagbo, off Mobolaji Bank, Anthony Way. Ikeja is between Sheraton Hotel, Ikeja, and Eko Hospital. It's going to be a life transforming conference. We deal with 5 major issues of our lives. Our faith, very, very foundational, very fundamental. And then our fitness, that's our health. Then we deal with our family issues, family. Then we deal with our finance. Then, of course, our future in this life and our future in the life to come. The whole essence of the 5F conference is to address those 5 important F's in our lives: your faith, your fitness, your family, your finance, and your future. And we have a lineup of incredible world-class, resource persons who will be ministering to us, some of them based in Nigeria, some based in Canada, and all of them will be talking to us from their areas of expertise. These are world-class facilitators. Now, if you don't live in Nigeria, just join us online. We will let the link be available to you one way or the other. Join us online or go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, and then when the time comes, your device will alert you that we have come live. It promises to be a life-changing experience. Thank you very much for your time and attention for this very brief advert on the 5F conference.
Introducing healthy newsletters on various health topics by Reverend Tony Akinyemi. To order, call +234 90 732 92100.
When I came and I listened to Reverend Tony, everything about my mindset changed immediately.
I've attended many seminars on wellness. I've taken many courses too on wellness, but I have been well impacted here.
Sincerely, I don't have a single regret for coming.
Welcome back. Again, this is Exposé with Tony Akinyemi. We are looking at the potential benefits of EWOT. EWOT is EWOT, exercise with oxygen therapy. By the way, I believe that by now you all must have obtained your blue light blocking glasses. If you haven't, I encourage you to do so. It's wonderful. It's one of the things helping me to block off blue light from all these studio lights blaring on my face, shining on. They could be very blinding, So this is my escape route. I just put this on and it helps me. And everybody should own one of these by my recommendation. Take my word for it. When you're looking at your phone, you're looking at your iPad, you're looking at your laptop, your desktop, your TV, whatever, put it on. And it doesn't require prescription. You can get it from eBay or from Amazon.com or any other source for that matter. And for those who are in Nigeria, it's available at Havila, at Alausa Shopping Mall in Ikeja, Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, so the fourth potential benefit of EWOT is that it reduces inflammation and swelling in our blood vessels. So we're looking at those mechanisms that EWOT works by. Now, when our capillaries are deprived of oxygen, what happens is that they begin to swell, and thereby further preventing oxygenation. Now, oxygen therapy, particularly EWOT, reduces capillary swelling, and thus it enhances oxygenation and thereby promotes, circulation. There's a particular author, Dr. von Ardeen, who is also a scientist and a researcher. His research suggests that a phenomenon occurs when we exercise with oxygen. Now, he says that phenomenon reduces inflammation and swelling of all our tiny blood vessels across the entire body. Now, imagine that you have a house, you live in a house, and all the plumbing pipes in your house have become narrow, maybe because of, dirt deposited in the inner lining of the pipe, the plumbing pipes that conduct water around your house. Okay, imagine that they have become so narrow, almost blocked. We call that clogging, C-L-O-G-G-I-N-G. They have become clogged. Now, if all those pipes have become clogged, they can't get enough water flowing around the house. How frustrating can that be? Now, if nothing is done, it can get completely blocked, and then everything eventually grinds to a halt. That's what happens when our micro blood vessels begin to narrow. Our cells won't be able to get enough oxygen, and they won't be able to get enough nutrients. And then this narrowing, this restriction in the delivery of oxygen, the delivery of nutrients through the blood, will then cause pain and disease. And this is where technology like EWOT becomes very, very critically important, because then it helps you to overcome that restriction, because it helps in healing the inflammation and the swelling and opening up those capillaries so blood can flow. Now, when we achieve those 4 things that EWOT delivers, there are what we call downstream benefits. Downstream benefits. It's like if you have a dam, okay, and the dam blocks water from flowing downstream. The water builds up upstream, and then downstream is completely dried. What happens to the fish and all other things? They are in trouble. But the moment you open the dam and you allow water to start flowing, there are all kinds of benefits that begin to happen downstream. So when you allow these 4 things we have described to happen through exercising with oxygen therapy, a number of benefits are derivable. So all other benefits of EWOT are called downstream cascading effects. They are the downstream effects because of these 4 important factors that we have discussed. Now, because exercise with oxygen therapy increases oxygen circulation, it restores blood flow, it increases ATP production, it reduces inflammation and swelling, then it will culminate in several benefits in the body, including, but are not limited to the ones I want to highlight right now. The first one you see is that it will bolster your immune system. How does it do that? Because your white blood cells in your blood constitute a major part of your adaptive immunity, the inner part of your immunity, so to speak. And if your blood circulation is sluggish, definitely that will impact on your immunity, because your white blood cells, there's a department of your white blood cells that constitutes the department of mobile police or scavengers. They go around scavenging for enemies, looking around. They're on surveillance, so to speak. They're on patrol. And if circulation is sluggish, then the patrol team too will be sluggish. But anything that improves circulation also bolsters the patrol team. That's how exercise with oxygen therapy will help to bolster our immunity. So that's a downstream benefit. A second downstream benefit is that it will accelerate recovery from illness, from injury, from wounds that are, not healing quickly. When people have leg ulcers or wounds that will not heal very quickly, let them do any kind of oxygen therapy, whether it is exercise with oxygen therapy or ozone therapy or EWOT or hyperbaric oxygen therapy, HBOT, as long as you can get a lot of oxygen into the system to boost circulation, boost immunity, you will see that wound healing will be accelerated. Injury will heal faster. The third downstream benefit of EWOT is that it will also boost your energy because of increased ATP production. You have a lot of fuel to now run your engine. The fourth benefit is it will improve our cardiovascular health because now a lot of nutrients, a lot of oxygen will also be supplied even to the heart itself. So there's improved cardiovascular health. Number 5, when you do EWOT and you achieve those 4 mechanisms that I mentioned, it also helps to support lung function as well as our respiratory system. So those who are having challenges with breathing or issues with their lungs, they will benefit extensively. The 6th downstream benefit of EWOT is improved physical performance as well as the facilitation of faster recovery after workout. You go into your gym or you go for exercise or whatever, and all your muscles are aching and whatever at the end of the day, when you work out, you recover faster when you inhale oxygen while exercising. The 7th downstream benefit is it can also improve our vision. Why? Because of improved microcirculation. Because whether you know it or not, our eyes, they are living organs and they feed too. So there is blood, there is food, nutrients being supplied to the eyes. And if the eyes, the micro blood vessels, tiny blood vessels that are feeding the eyes, if they are supplying sufficient nutrients, sufficient oxygen to the eyes, there will be improved vision at the end of the day. Our eye vision will improve when we do a lot of oxygen therapy, particularly EWOT. Number 8 is improved mental capacity and memory. It can boost our memory, it can help with memory loss, it can help with different neurodegenerative conditions. Number 9 is it reduces inflammation in our system. And again, don't forget that inflammation is one of the critical factors in disease causation. EWOT also can help in assisting our weight loss efforts. You want to lose weight? EWOT helps to rev up your metabolism to burn calories and be able to lose weight as appropriate, particularly losing fat weight and gaining muscle weight in its place. Number 10, or number 11 rather, I think, yeah, that should be number 11. It also helps to promote detoxification. So all of these downstream benefits are as a result of the 4 different mechanisms that we described. Now, as I begin to wind down for today, I want to talk about some of the latest EWOT machines, devices, equipment that are in the market that you can now use instead of doing 45 minutes, 1 hour exercise with oxygen therapy. You can now do a 15-minute session and you'll achieve even better results. Okay, there is one equipment in particular out there that is called Max O2. Max is M-A-X-X, M-A-X-X, Max O2, O2 for oxygen, the molecule of oxygen, 2 atoms of oxygen coming together to form 1 molecule of oxygen. So it's called Max O2. Now, when you use Max O2 for your EWOT session, you exercise at least 3 days a week, and then you do 15 minutes for each session. And this can be done with either a stationary bike, a treadmill, an elliptical, or any other type of exercise equipment that doesn't require excessive head movement, where you don't move your head, around too much. That's the kind of equipment you need to do the 15-minute exercise, and just 3 times a week. So it's a device you can actually acquire if you have the resources and have it at home. Or you look for a clinic that has it in place and you can enjoy the services and pay a token for each session that you go. Now, some clinics have monthly plans. So you can just come in a number of times per week to do your session, and then you pay a fixed amount and they just put you on the machine. Now, during the 15-minute session, if you're on the treadmill, for example, you sprint for about 30 seconds. We call it high interval intensity, training, HIIT. You sprint for about 30 seconds until your heart rate is about 120 beats per minute. That should be about, 80% of your regular heartbeat. Now, then you restore back to a normal exercise rhythm and a normal heart rate for about 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, you do another intensive sprinting again, and you repeat the cycle again 3 to 5 times. That increases vasodilation. It also opens up your arteries so that oxygen gets into your oxygen-deprived tissues. That way, you use the machine to get a lot of benefits. Now, so the last question I want to address before I round off completely today is, who can do exercise with oxygen and who cannot do it? Well, essentially, anybody can benefit from EWOT, exercise with oxygen therapy. Whether you're an athlete or you are an ordinary person, you're an elderly person, you're a young person, particularly the elderly with restricted blood flow, with poor blood circulation. And that can be occasioned by, you can see people who have poor blood flow, they have a lot of numbness in their legs. Apart from those who have peripheral neuropathy, poor circulation to the leg can also cause a lot of numbness, a lot of heaviness in the leg and what have you. Now, people like that will benefit from EWOT. Sick people, in particular, will benefit because even in the hospital, sometimes they put them on oxygen. But you see, they are very passive. They are just lying down there and just breathing and oxygen. But when you do EWOT, as long as you have the energy and the strength, the capacity to, ride that stationary bicycle or walk on that treadmill, it will benefit you immensely. You can invest in your own system, EWOT system. It allows you to use oxygen therapy at home, or you can just look for any nearby clinic. Now, I have used the EWOT machine only once in my life. Okay, and I'm looking forward to the time when God will bless me and I'll be able to probably have one at home, I've used it only once, and that was in Abuja, in Nigeria. I visited in-country clinic, in-country. Dr. John Tor is a very dear doctor, integrative doctor there in Abuja. His clinic is one of the centers of excellence in Nigeria, and he has the EWOT system installed in place there. He has the undermed device also there. He has the ozone therapy. So many therapies right there in the clinic. If you're in Abuja, I encourage you to just pay a visit. Just take a tour of the clinic and see the services they have to render. Now, that's what I do. When I travel into any country, one of the things that interests me, my own kind of tourism, is to look around in that country and see what is available as far as health and wellness is concerned. That's my passion. I call myself a health enthusiast, a wellness enthusiast. Okay, I look at what is available. So if you're in the Abuja area, just look. You can Google in-country clinic and get the address. I've been there. I've seen what they have in place, and I know they keep getting better by the day. So you can look at what they have. They have the EWOT system there. You can take a shot and just look at what it looks like. All right? You just inhale. You wear the mask, the nose mask, and then you sit on the bicycle and you're riding, and you're inhaling the oxygen. It's as simple as that. And by the way, I'm going to be bringing Dr. John Tor for an interview so that we can ask him very, very pertinent questions and he can answer all your questions. In case you have any question you'd like me to put across to Dr. John Tor when he comes, Dr. John Tor Agbiye, you can actually post your questions in the chat room. We will collate all of them. So when we bring Dr. John Tor, we'll be able to ask him those questions and he'll be able to provide answers to them. I will bring another doctor who I will be asking about hydrogen therapy as well. So this is how far we can go today. Our time is already up. In the next episode, all things being equal, we'll be looking at hyperbaric oxygen therapy, HBOT. And maybe that will be 1 or 2 episodes. Once we finish that, hopefully in this month of September, we are almost halfway into September right now. We have 2 more episodes in September. When we finish that, hopefully in the month of October 2022, that's when Dr. John and the other medical professionals will be interviewed to shed more light on our conversation on medical gases, particularly hydrogen therapy, oxygen therapy, and ozone therapy. Thank you for spending your evening again with me. This has been Exposé with Tony Akinyemi, brought to you by the Shepherd's Flock International Church. What we need is not more medication, but more education. For the best prescription is knowledge. To be informed is to be transformed. To be uninformed is to be deformed. So get information for your transformation. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so now. Just click on the subscribe button, and that's it. And then there's a bell, notification bell. If you're on YouTube, just click on that bell. Anytime we come live, your device will notify you that we have come live. If you're watching us on Facebook, just like us on Facebook, and that's it. And you'll be able to gain a lot of information and knowledge in the area of wellness and health. Then share this video with your friends, with your colleagues, with your relatives, and with your enemies so that they can become your friends, because they will be blessed when they look at this. They will be blessed and they will thank you for sending it to them. And that will be the end of enmity. They become friends. Okay. Thank you. Have a beautiful week ahead. God bless you indeed. Bye-bye. Let me seize this moment to especially invite you to our upcoming 5F conference. It's our annual event. We started during the COVID year, and the maiden edition was a blast. Then in 2021, we had the second edition. The third edition is coming up this year, on September 30 to October 2. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I want to specially invite you to be my guest. If you are in Nigeria and you are in the Lagos area or even in Ogun State or your state, I invite you to join us live in our Worshiptorium at 18 Shogunle Street, Abule Onigbagbo, off Mobolaji Bankantone Way. Ikeja is between Sheraton Hotel, Ikeja, and Eko Hospital. It's going to be a life-transforming conference. We deal with 5 major issues of our lives. Our faith, very, very foundational, very fundamental. And then our fitness, that's our health. Then we deal with our family issues, family. Then we deal with our finance. And then, of course, our future in this life and our future in the life to come. The whole essence of the 5F conference is to address those 5 important F's in our lives: your faith, your fitness, your family, your finance, and your future. And we have a lineup of incredible world-class, resource persons who will be ministering to us, some of them based in Nigeria, some based in Canada, and all of them will be talking to us from their areas of expertise. These are world-class facilitators. Now, if you don't live in Nigeria, just join us online. We will let the link be available to you one way or the other. Join us online or go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, and then when the time comes, your device will alert you that we have come live. It promises to be a life-changing experience. Thank you very much for your time and attention for this very brief advert on the 5F conference.